Good morning. The next couple of weeks we will be reading from the book called God Wants Us to Follow Him. The first story we'll be reading is called A Big Move. Abram grew up with two other brothers in the city of Ur. He probably helped his father take care of sheep, goats, and camels. He may have helped his father dig out large stones so a garden could be planted in the spring. Abram learned how to work hard and make good choices. His mother may have told him stories about Adam and Eve. She may have told him stories about Noah and the great big flood. As Abram heard these stories over and over, he learned to love God and decided to serve God. But that wasn't easy for Abram to do. Many people in Ur made poor choices. Many of the people didn't believe in God. They even worshiped different kinds of idols. Abram's own father and his aunts and uncles began worshiping idols. But even with idols in his own home, Abram still chose to love God and worship Him. As Abram grew older, he learned to love God more and more. One day, Abram was an adult. God spoke to him, and God said, "Abram, I want you to move away from your friends and family. I want you to move to a new land that I will show you. I will lead you to a new land where it will be easier to worship me. I will take care of you, and I will bless you," God promised. What would Abram do? Would he stay home? Or would he follow God? Abram decided that he would follow God. Immediately, Abram and Sarai, his wife, began to get ready for the long trip. Bundles and baskets were packed with clothes and food and everything they would need in their new home. The bundles and baskets were loaded onto donkeys and camels for the long trip. There were also lots of sheep, goats, donkeys, and camels to get ready for the long trip. Soon, Abram, Sarai, and his nephew Lot and many servants were ready for the trip to a new home. There were lots of hugs and maybe even a few tears as Abram and Sarai said goodbye to all their friends and relatives. There were no trucks or trains to help them move to the new home. Everybody had to walk or ride on the back of a camel or donkey. Abram and Sarai may have led this large group of servants and animals along a dusty road that took them away from Ur and toward their new home. Traveling to their new home would take many, many days. With so many animals following them, they had to walk slowly. And there were many servants to care for all the animals. And many of the servants brought their families and all their bundles and baskets of clothes and food and supplies. It was a long caravan of people and animals that left Ur, all because Abram had said, "I will follow God." Abram was happy to follow God. God says, "Those who follow my ways are happy." Proverbs 8:32. To follow God means to do what God says we should do. When we are kind to someone, we are following God. When we share with our friends, we are following God. When we help our family at home, we are following God. When we follow God, we will be happy.